Hello, my name is Shelby Smith, and I am the employer coordinator for the Florida Behavioral Health Association's apprenticeship program. Today, I'm going to be giving you an introduction to our program. Why apprenticeship? As we know in behavioral health, we are facing workforce challenges such as employee retention and turnover. And that is why we have elected to pursue apprenticeship opportunities within these three occupations that I'm going to be discussing today as a solution for some of those workforce issues that we're seeing in behavioral health as an industry today. I'd like to give you an overview of our team as well. You can take a peek here. Here's a highlight of some of our participating employers who are already implementing apprenticeship within their organizations. We're super excited to have them on board and hopefully your organization soon as well. It's important to think about apprenticeship as a career pathway. Apprentices are regular full-time employees at your organization that you're enrolling as apprentices to upskill their level of training and put them onto a career pathway in behavioral health. It helps enhance their skills. There is a combination of intentional training that they complete online called related technical instruction, and also the work that they're doing in your facilities, on your campus, which we call on-the-job training. So this can be a great resource for new employees as you onboard them into positions you're trying to fill, or for existing employees that you are continuing to train and improve their skill set. The three apprenticeships we currently have available are indicated here. These, again, we selected because our membership base and our existing employers told us that these are positions that they do see a lot of turnover in, and that they have open at their facilities, making them great candidates for apprenticeship. Here's our first position, addiction counselor. This is our longer apprenticeship, with it coming in at about 14 to 18 months, again, based on full-time employment. And those are the hours that count towards that on-the-job training requirement of the apprenticeship. On the other hand, we have the related technical hours or supplemental instruction hours here coming in at 270 for the requirement. What this breaks down to is about 5 hours per week that they're completing this training, primarily through Relias, but a combination of sources for that online asynchronous training. Our next apprenticeship opportunity I'd like to highlight is the peer specialist. This position is a 1 year long apprenticeship opportunity, coming in at 2,000 hours of the on-the-job training and 144 hours of the related technical instruction that we provide. That 144 over the course of 1 year of full-time employment breaks down to about 3 hours a week of instruction time that they're completing that. This can be completed during the work hours, on the employee's own time, or in a group as a lunch and learn. I've seen a combination of those things in practice at our participating providers. Our next position is the behavioral health technician. These requirements are going to be the same as what I highlighted with the peer specialist, as it's also a 1 year long position. And I do also want to note here that if you have someone at your organization or that who you hire who has previous work experience, we are able to give them credit for up to 50% of either the requirements for on-the-job training or related technical instruction, essentially reducing their time needed to stay in the program by half. Something really exciting for us as we continue to develop our program based on the needs of our employers, as we are an employer-driven program, is that we are developing a fourth occupation, which is indicated here, the prevention care specialist role. This position will also be a 1-year long apprenticeship focused on, again, that prevention community, providing education and wellness opportunities within the community. When you think of apprenticeship, you're going to start hearing some common terminology. So I want to just be very transparent with how we are describing those. So number one is the sponsor. So Florida Behavioral Health Association, Florida Alcohol and Drug Abuse Association, we are the sponsor of the apprenticeship program. So we handle all of the data collection and reporting to the Department of Education and Department of Labor. We are administering the related technical instruction, and we are enrolling the apprentices. A participating employer is the entity who is housing the apprentices. So you are signing up to have apprentices at your organization, your employees enroll in this training opportunity, and you're also signing on to pay the wage of that employee and assign a journey worker to oversee the work that they're providing for you in your facility. And I'll get into in the next slide what a journey worker is. An apprentice, sort of self-explanatory here, but the apprentice is the individual enrolled in the training. And the journey worker is someone you appoint at your organization. It could be a mentor, a current supervisor, but someone who's going to oversee that apprentice, be there to answer questions for them, and really provide the supervision and ultimately the sign off on the hours recording documents for on-the-job training that that individual completes in your facility. On our website, we do go into detail with some of the credentials to consider for who you might appoint as a journey worker as well. Apprentice eligibility, the minimums are they have to be 18 years old at least, a full-time employee, have a valid driver's license, be authorized to work in the United States, and need that additional training to upgrade their skills. Of course, we also want, to have that commitment to the apprenticeship program as well from this individual. Minimum journey worker eligibility. So someone that holds the required licensure in the apprentice occupation. Again, this is in much more detail on our website under the Journey Worker tab. Someone who knows what the apprentice is working on, is able to work the same shift as the apprentice, and they cannot be assigned to oversee more than 3 apprentices. That is our ratio we have to maintain. And of course, someone who is willing to do these things. So how do I register as an apprentice? First, the employer must register as a participating employer. There is a video on how to do just that. Second, the employer must identify the individuals to participate in the program at their organization. There is a series of forms that that individual must complete accurately and completely. Then the employer identifies the journey worker to oversee them and provides the contact information for said individual to us as the program sponsor. That journey worker agrees to be the journey worker. And all of these materials are uploaded to a folder that we create for you in our secure server, where we are able to access those and register the apprentice from there. So graduation and credentialing. Here you'll see The apprentice completes their required hours for on-the-job training and supplemental instruction. They submit those to our program when they have completed them. They are reviewed internally, and if approved, those documents are submitted to the Florida Department of Education, who then issues a certificate of completion, which is recognized nationally as a credential for completing a registered apprenticeship program. Something that makes our organization unique is that we know our providers are also very interested in having their employees certified through the Florida Certification Board, a different entity, but one that we work alongside. Now, what we've done is we've intentionally aligned the requirements for our program, for our apprenticeship, with the Florida Certification Board requirements associated with our occupations, so that when the individual completes the apprenticeship program with us, receives their certificate from the Department of Education, they are also eligible to apply and test for the related credential through the Florida Certification Board. Should that individual pursue the credentialing through the Florida Certification Board, we are able to reimburse them for the funds associated with that as an added incentive. So hopefully what we're seeing here is that our apprentices that come into the program graduate and end up with 2 credentials at the end. So I want to highlight just some of our offerings to really paint a great picture of all of the services we are providing as the program sponsor to your organization. We're assisting with the registration process for both the apprentice and the employer. We're providing case management for the apprentice and check-ins with them and the journey worker should they need or have questions regarding the process or their role. We provide the training opportunities aligned with the apprenticeship standards, support services that are available for eligible apprentices, such as transportation or uniforms is available. And there is also funding available for eligible employers who have 50 or fewer employees to offset the cost of their employees' wages who are enrolled in the program. So just note here that the only cost to your organization is the wage of the employees participating in the program. You'll continue paying that as you already are, and then appointing someone to serve as the journey worker. Now, I do want to highlight some external resources for funding to help offset the costs of the employee wages should your organization be larger than what is eligible for our internal funding opportunity. CareerSource Florida has an incumbent worker training grant, and the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity, Florida Commerce, also has a work opportunity tax credit program that by participating in this program as a participating employer, your organization may be eligible for. So there are certainly funds available if you do not fall into the bracket that I previously mentioned for FBHA and FADA. This information is available on our website if you navigate to the resources tab, and you can also find the links here as well. So a recap of the benefits, whether you're someone interested in enrolling as an apprentice or an organization interested in implementing apprenticeship to support the retention and recruitment of individuals at your organization. For employers, it's that administration, the structure, and technical assistance that's available to you throughout your entire time in the program. It's the potential funding available for on-the-job training through us internally or external sources. It's the programming that is continually tailored and modified to meet the needs at your organization and in the industry, and also the support with the recruitment process. If you're trying to implement this with a large group of individuals at your organization, we are able to provide registration support both virtually or hybrid in nature to help you get the information out to your staff, recruit your staff, and get them enrolled in the program. For the apprentice, that one of the benefits is the support services, the regular check-ins with them, the nationally recognized credential that they take with them wherever they go. They receive a wage increase commensurate with their experience and credentials gained at the end of their apprenticeship when they graduate. They are eligible to be a journey worker for the next cohort of apprentices at your organization. The intent here is that it's a sustainable workforce solution that you can implement. And of course, another added benefit is the alignment of our programs with what is required by the Florida Certification Board. A lot of benefit here. Now, how do I register? Again, there is an additional video of how to register as a participating employer. You'll complete a one-page document and email it to me. My email is indicated here, shelby@floridabha.org. From there, you'll identify the individuals you would like to participate in the program. We'll complete their paperwork, submit it to our secure Dropbox platform to your organization's folder, and then apprentices will begin the program from there, and we'll have orientation videos for them just like this on their role, how to complete their monthly logs, etc. Should you have questions that were not answered in this video, I welcome you to reach out to me. On this page here on the left, you will find our website linked. There is a lot of great information and self-servicing resources available there. But like I said, on the right-hand side, you will find my personal contact information. So my email and then my phone number and extension are indicated there. If you do have additional questions or you would like to register, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you so much for attending this Orientation to Health Quest Apprenticeship program. I hope you found it informative and helpful, and I am very excited for this opportunity for your organization to join us.